Welcome to the Moto Academy Members Podcast episode number 5, where we dive deeper into the world of motocross and the life of the Moto Academy community. This time I'm hosting this podcast. My name is Christian Galauf, and in this episode I have a fascinating discussion with driver Jamie. As in the previous episode, I've cut this episode in parts of half an hour. Whether you're a TMA member or just curious about motocross, this podcast could be for you. Sit back, relax, and join us on the journey as we learn more about the life of each of the members. If you like the podcast, give it a thumbs up. Let's get started. This is part 4 of episode 5. Okay, welcome, driver Jamie, in the TMA Members Podcast, because that's what it is, and it is number 5 because that is what is written below. And I'm very happy that we finally have the first meeting and we can do this talk. I think you answered this question. That is clear, because you're saying that within 1 hour you have 8 tracks, so that's a lot.
7 to 8 tracks. See, Evansville.
Yeah, so that's really a lot, I would say.
9. I have 9 tracks within an hour's drive.
Wow. Yeah, I think for me I have less tracks within an hour, but I think I can come to about 4 or 5, something like that. So because the Netherlands is small, of course, we have quite an amount of tracks per square mile, baby, but not that many as you have. And I think that's more to do with the fact we have less room. So all the tracks over here are also smaller. For instance, when I go to Tomahawk, I made a picture and I put it on my Facebook and I said, everything in America is bigger, because it's so huge compared to a track over here in the Netherlands. I could not find it nowhere. Yeah.
Tomahawk's pretty big. I wish that we there's one called Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
That's basically its own city. It has a car racing, street bike racing, vet track, motocross track, kids track, supercross track, hare scramble track.
Wow.
Like that place is pretty. That place is pretty intense.
Yeah, but it's also, it must be huge then. I mean, and
it's huge.
But it must be also far away from, let's say, civilization, because
no, would you believe it? 30 minutes from the beach, 30 minutes from the Atlantic beach. So like families love it because they'll camp there, and then the wives, like the father and son, my son and I would sit there and ride the whole weekend, and my the kids would go, the girls would go out to the beach. They go spend 30 minutes at the beach. It's like, see you later. We'll see you for dinner.
Perfect. Yeah, that is perfect. Okay, I think you answered this already a little bit, but what is the longest drive that you did for AJ? Is that the 3000?
Yeah, California and back. You can't go any farther. You can't go. I'm from the East Coast, and I went
exactly
that year. I put my feet in the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean.
How long did you take to drive that?
You know, it's funny. You know, on your GPS, I don't know how it is over in the Netherlands, but our GPS, it'll usually tell you like 3 hours, 1 minute, you know, and how many miles are left. Mine literally said 1 day, 18 hours, or it said 2 days, 3 hours. I'm like, holy cow, I'm in days. It doesn't even give me hours.
No.
So, you know, when I remember when it got down to 23 hours, I was like, yes, 23 hours left.
That's more than a day, eh? Because you cannot ride 23.
I was driving home through the desert, and from California you go through Arizona, and the way I was going, I was going through Arizona, and I remember calling Heather, saying she called me, "How you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm in the desert." You know, hours later, "How you doing?" "I'm still in the desert."
Yeah, still the same.
Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
I said, I think, and it was at nighttime. She goes, "Is it hard to drive?" I said, "No, but I think I'm watching aliens walk across the road." You know, it's just getting weird. The mountain doesn't get any closer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is so wide open then. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Crazy. And then you go like it's totally opposite. Like, you know, like where GP lives, it's just desert. And then where I live, I love to see sand. There's no
Yeah,
sand here at all. It's just all mountains and
yeah, all
trees.
mountains. And then, but when you drive, you have also the feeling that indeed things are moving around you. Yeah,
It was, what I will say about the drive, I loved it. I got to see my entire country.
yeah.
I never thought I'd get to do that. And I did. I saw Texas. I saw almost every state because the way the
Cool.
country works is I went out on the north side and I came home on the southern side.
Oh
So it was
wow,
kind of
yeah, yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's nice. Then you drive all the states, indeed. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's really
I didn't
nice.
see all of them, but I saw a lot of them, and it was
Yeah,
nice going through Texas and New Mexico, and just seeing all nice things. It was I really did enjoy it. I don't want to do it again anytime soon, but if we're gonna race, I'll do it.
I can imagine. Um, this question, a very open question, but important one.
What makes a perfect ride day? The perfect ride day is everybody goes home safe.
Okay.
That's it. To me,
Yeah.
that's a perfect ride day. I don't care if we rode slow, fast. I don't care if we sampled the ground 30 times. If everybody goes home safe, that's all I care about.
Okay. Good.
That's the
Yeah.
perfect ride day.
Okay. Good. Then this thing.
Um, I don't know. I'm not. No. I just have regular healthcare insurance, and as a, I'm no. We just.
Yeah, I had this talk also with AJ and also with the real GP. But in the Netherlands, you need a license to drive motocross. You're not allowed to go on track with a normal insurance.
Really.
Yes, really.
Well, yeah, no. Over here, I have. Like I said, I'm retired from the fire department, so I have my insurance is very good, and
Yeah,
if
yeah. But
God forbid, if we have to use it, we just go use it.
yeah, but I think yeah, I explained that also a little bit to AJ. Yeah, I say you're flying here to Europe and start driving here, and yeah, I guess that your insurance would cover that. But when I was the trip winner, and that's why I asked also, what if something happens with me? My insurance is not going to get me from the United States to the Netherlands.
I didn't know that.
Oh, that's why I was asking and say, okay, what are we going to do if something happens?
Oh, I didn't know anything about that. Well, just don't get hurt.
No, exactly. That's also that was my thinking. I mean, I I I did not drive, let's say, on the 110%. I just stay on the safe side all the time. I can do that because
Is that like that all the way through Europe, or just
yeah,
the Netherlands?
yeah,
All the way
yeah.
through
That's in
Europe.
whole Europe. Yeah, and I
Yeah,
think
I did not know that. I guess we take for granted
yeah,
insurance, like or wherever because even our car insurance, like we're covered if we rent a car over there.
yeah, yeah. I think it's also good to know.
Yeah, it is. That's
Um,
really good to know.
so can you tell me a little bit how you came in contact with TMA? You
Yeah,
explained it to me, but okay,
funny
you
story. It was
yeah,
simple. Before I retired from the fire department,
yeah,
my son said, "Dad, can we go to this track? There's a pro coming." I didn't even know who this pro was, and I said,
okay,
"Sure." So we go to one of our local tracks.
yeah,
This pro's there teaching, and he needed a bike, and he liked my son's, and he kept using my son's bike for. I still don't know who this pro is. I mean, I know who he is, but I don't know who he is, So we're sitting there and we're in the trucks next to one another. He parked next to me. I didn't even notice that. And I'm
oh
talking to
yeah,
him and he's talking to me. And
yeah, yeah,
uh, he didn't have Moto Academy yet. It was just AJ Catanzaro. That's all it was. Just
yeah, yeah,
AJ
exactly.
Catanzaro teaching. It was like 2019, I think. 2019 or 2020 it might have been. Somewhere around there.
And then it
And
was already
he,
AJX, I think.
it was something weird. It wasn't Moto Academy. It was
No, it was not
AJ's
Moto Academy. It was AJ Captain Zero X, blah 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 blah.
something,
Yeah,
yeah. So anyway, we're sitting there and he's asking, "Do I know any other local tracks?" He's trying to expand. And I said, "Yeah, I know all of them. I live right up
yeah.
the road." He goes, "Oh, well." I give him a list of some tracks. He goes, "Can you tell me where there's a clean hotel to stay? I don't fly out till tomorrow." And I said, "Well, just stay at my house." And he goes, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah, just stay at my house." So now my son's eyes are like this, and he goes, "Dad, he's on a video game." I'm like, "No, I don't." So to me, he was just another person. I just,
Yeah, yeah. Why
I
not?
believe it can, like I said, with faith, it says, give people a place to stay, give people food. I just try to be nice. And so he comes to the house, and we have dinner for him, and give him a place to stay, and we're talking, and he's talking about like what I know about bikes and this that. Long story short, he basically said, when you're ready to retire, I want to hire you. So I said, well, I'm putting my paperwork in at the end of the year. That November, he called me before I even put my paperwork in to retire and said, I want you for the Supercross season. Do you want to work? And I'm like, absolutely. And that's
cool.
So I think I was one. It was either me or Cam was the first ones hired. Me, Cam, or the other. There was another guy named AJ. He was the manager. One of us three were the first ones. I'm not sure who it was.
Nice, really nice.
Yeah, but it was by accident. I was just being a nice person.
Yeah, but I would say things just go like that in life, and the most beautiful things in life sometimes just happen by accident. And yeah, I don't know if you believe in that, but sometimes it's just meant to be, I would say. Yeah.
Yes, I do believe that, and I believe in you get out of life what you put into it. So
Also,
I don't fake it. If there is very rare group of people I don't like. Maybe 5 people in the whole world that I don't like. I love everybody, and I just try to be a blessing to everybody, and I just try to be kind, and I just believe that it comes back, and that's what I do. Like I don't do it because I want people to be kind to me. I genuinely like talking to people. I genuinely like being friendly.
Yeah, no, I think that's good. Yeah, that is a most beautiful thing to do, and also it's rewarding because people will also return that favor most of the time. Eh?
Even if they don't but just for example, I'll use you. I enjoyed hearing after I met you, I went home and read about the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's funny when you meet someone. I enjoyed you. I enjoyed reading about the Netherlands. I enjoyed Premix Papa. The real GP. It's just, you meet all these people, and it's just, I love it. And then when I go to a Moto Academy or a summer camp, and I see people again, I love meeting them too.
So I'm going to jump a little bit then.
Sure.
I think you're answering this one already. So how is for you to guide the trip winner?
Oh, I love it. I love talking. Like I said, there's nothing better than I can't remember who the first trip winner was. I don't remember who the very first one was.
Yeah,
but I mean, man, I love it. I love meeting people. I love when they come off the plane.
Was that not a guy from South America? Somewhere?
Maybe. I really don't remember. I remember Brian, who brought his family up to New England. I remember you. I remember Premix Papa. We just had Gio and his wife.
And Jackson?
I wasn't on Jackson's, believe it or not. I would have threw him out. I would have said, "No way! We're not letting this guy whatever." I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Jackson. I'm just kidding. Jackson's a good guy. Jackson's the comedy relief for the Moto Academy.
Yeah,
he is. For people who don't know, Jackson is actually a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, that yeah. It is also a little bit how he appears. Although I think that he's also getting more serious, especially in the stuff that he's posting. I've given him very positive feedbacks about it. I said, "Oh, you really thought well about what you were posting here now. The wording is getting more on spot, and it's not that he did not think about it. It's really, worded well. At least the posts that I see from him. So he's really taking, I would say his time on it, and is improving his skill in that. At least
I think with age, as you get older, you get more wisdom. I think.
Yeah, but it's normal, of course. He's doing this now a lot, and already quite some long time. But I see that he's also, if you do not care about what you're doing, then it will stay the same. Do you understand what I say?
Right.
And I think he really does care about what he's doing, and you can really see he's putting effort in.
Yep. I agree. So, I do. I love Jackson. He's a great guy. But first trip win. I mean, guy, I love doing trip winners. I love it. What I do, I love it. So I love meeting people. Uh, yeah, we had the young girl Allie. We brought her in.
Yeah.
Like I really, I love hanging out with trip winners. I love hearing their story. I love hearing where they're from. Like, it's so cool. And I now like I am really into the international winners. Like I really, I like. I'm glad you won. Like you know who I'd love to meet is Peter from the guy that asked me the suspension question. I would
Yeah, yeah,
love
yeah,
to
yeah.
meet Peter. I think he would be so fun to hang out with. I would love to
Yeah.
meet him.
Yeah, I mean there are enough people in the app indeed that are just interesting to meet. Um, a little bit linked to this now. I'm going a little bit random order, but it doesn't
You do
matter.
whatever you want.
Um, so in this year coming, how many of these TMA classes are you in that class or around that class? How
So
many?
far, I've been in about 5 or 6, and then
Wow.
I'll be at all the summer camps,
Yes, exactly.
and I'll be at most of the ones up in Winchester, most of the Northeast ones I go to. So like
Exactly.
I know there's one coming to Rocket Raceway. I'll be at that. Anywhere where I can, like, really help or draw. Know the community, know the area. I'll go to the class, and if AJ
Okay.
requests me to go. But I do believe he said something about me going to Europe with him again too. So that's something I'm really looking forward to, because I
Okay.
really like it over there. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody loves their own home country, but I
Yeah.
love the history. I loved walking around Scotland. I love the history of being over in Europe. Like I would love to see Italy, France. I love to see the Netherlands. I would love to see all of what I'm missing. But yeah. So like as far as that question goes, though, I think I'll probably be at about. If you take the summer camps away, I would say I'll make at least 25 to 35 classes this year.
Okay. So you also will meet all the coaches. So Coach Ty, Coach. Is Grant doing also classes? Because
Yeah, he's just been busy with the Supercross season. He's been helping out a guy with Supercross, him and his
okay.
father. So yeah, there's still. I mean, I know Grant, I know Mitchell, I know Ty. I
Yeah.
haven't met Alejandro yet, so maybe I'll meet him over in Europe, but we'll see.
Yeah. The Italian guy, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Alessandro or Alejandro, I'm not sure.
Yeah. That is. Yeah. That is. You do not know how they pronounce it, indeed.
Yeah, forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. I don't mean to do it the wrong way. Nobody get mad at me.
Oh, exactly. I would say Alexandro, but that's probably
You
from
would
the
know
Dutch.
better than me. I mean, what
Nah,
it's
but I would pronounce it Dutch way, so that is also not the really good way. This is answered. Um, a funny question in between. We can do that. Huh?
how often do you have to fix it? Ah,
Do not
that's
take it too serious. This question.
don't even ask that question. Ask
Oh,
how often does AJ have his bike at his house? It's at my house again. It's all. They're always at my house. So,
yeah.
no, he's pretty gentle on bikes. He's not horrible, but
Well, I think the Stark is a bike for him because he doesn't need to do anything on it. So that is the perfect bike.
exactly, except a lube the chain. But I
Yeah.
mean, like, yeah. So I have like he raced his 2025 bike that I set up for Supercross.
Yeah.
He raced it, and I thought I was going to leave it with him. And he said, "Oh, you're coming back up for the next one. Take it home, wash it, and all right, I'll take care of it." So yeah, and I love it. Don't get me wrong. I
Yeah.
love doing it. It's so awesome to be like. It's an honor to be counted on like that. Like
Yeah.
he knows that when I go through that bike, he can get on it and feel 100% safe. Like, just to backtrack on something we said before, like one of the interview, I don't say it was an interview, but one of the questions he asked me when I had him at my house about, working for him, he goes, "How do I know I'll be safe on a bike that you make?" And I said, "It's very simple. Every bike I put together, I picture my son being on it." So he didn't understand that at first, but then he had his daughter. And just recently, he understands that when I say my son will be safe on it, he knows what that means now. And I think anybody that's a parent knows what that means. It's
Yep.
I will die for my son before I'll do anything else. And
Exactly. Yeah. I can
so if
understand what you say, and for me it's clear. I'm not a dad, but I really understand what you say. But that is indeed little bit of life experience, I would say, that you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Oh, good. That was a just a funny question in between I put. Um, Let me jump a little bit. Um, so just this is a somewhat different question. Do you follow YouTube channels and outside the TMA?
Anybody that's in the app, I follow their channel,
Ah,
but
yeah,
I
but
don't. I
actively
don't.
follow or
Well, actively, if there's a link, like the only social media I really go on is the TMA app. You know what I
okay,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
Because
okay,
if they have a link, I'll follow it. I'll watch the whole video, and I'll if I like it, I like it. As
okay.
far as being on social media and stuff, I'm not. I mean, I'm not huge on it just because I don't have
Uh,
time. Like most
okay.
of my I'll listen to all the podcasts when I'm driving and stuff like that. But as far as like just sitting there and scrolling on a phone, that's not for me. I'd rather be doing something like, I'd rather be riding a bike.
Yeah, that is also a little bit the question that came up to me because in the beginning you were the number one in the app, but
Well, they've been okay. So here, it's been getting. I still answer every question and I would look at every single post. But what everybody's doing now is just liking everybody's responses and they're getting all this credit. That's not how it should be. I voted against that. That's why I'm getting beat. But I literally every night when I get done working,
yeah,
Heather and I will have dinner, whatever. Before I go to bed, I
yeah.
dedicate 1 to 2 hours to the app
Oh wow.
every single night. And I
Oh
don't just sit there and hit like, you know what I
no,
mean? I
no.
actually respond.
What personally and myself, I'm at that point. I also said it to AJ. I'm at that point that I cannot keep up with the amount of posts anymore. Because yeah, I'm not going to sit an hour and indeed scroll my thing. Yeah, a little bit like you say. I have also a day job. I have to make sure that my bike is rideable. Uh, Now other stuff around the house that needs to get done,
Yeah,
right?
grass cutting, yeah.
Yeah,
The
and
biggest
then
thing I do is the biggest thing is the direct messages. I do them first.
ah
Anybody that gives like, because I'll get a lot of questions on suspension, on
yeah,
how to fix something, and like that, or recommendations, and that'll be the number. That's my number one thing in the app is I go to the direct messages first. I want
yeah,
to make
okay,
sure that if someone has a question on how to fix something, I help them if I could. Then I'll spend time on the app.
yeah, exactly, okay, yeah. That is also, I would say maybe a little bit more rewarding. It's more one on one.
Right,
So
one on one. I
they
enjoy
they
that.
they have a question and maybe you have the answer, and that is also easier. If you do a post, yeah, you never know who likes it or not, or if it's useful to somebody because yeah,
Like a
yeah,
lot of the things I got away from was the coaching wanted because I could tell them, but I let Ty and AJ and Grant and Mitchell answer them. It's like
yeah,
they don't need me to answer that. Look, in the old days, I don't want to say the old days, but not too long ago, before the coaches understood part of their um, responsibilities,
yeah,
I kind of like would do the best I can to help out. But now
yeah, yeah,
I kind of I let them worry about their stuff now. I try to be
yeah.
a team player, but in the same token, there's only so many hours in a day.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. So you have to, you cannot focus on all. That
No,
is a little bit like this thing, doing this podcast. I decided, okay, let's try this. But
I love
it,
it, by the way. Keep doing it. This is awesome. I love watching them.
yeah, okay, now that's good, good to hear. But it is an immense amount of time before and after. People
Yeah, I
forget
can
that
imagine.
because I timed it a little bit for episode number 4, for instance. So I had a 2 hour chat. We're doing now also more than 2 hours almost. But afterwards, I think it was 20 hours for me to get it up.
That's a lot of work. I
Yeah,
understand. That's a
that
lot of
is
work.
that is just a lot of work. So I have to figure out that yeah, it can go a little bit faster. For instance, what I do in editing, I always put no, that's difficult. These things in between, and I want to make it that I can do it real time when I have this talk with you, so that I record it immediately or something.
Yeah.
Um, but okay, that is small improvements every time. Also, this weekend I was busy the whole Sunday. I got a roadcaster like AJ, but I had to set it up, of course. So
Yeah.
a new
Yeah.
microphone, the other was broken. Yeah, and then I thought, oh, Monday it has to work. So
I gotta go to work.
no. It's yeah. Also, but I had this appointment with you, and I think, oh, it must work on Monday. So I started Sunday morning, I think at 8 o'clock, and at 7 o'clock in the evening, it was finally working. It was busy the whole day. Yeah, okay, it's working now. So
That's all that matters.
yeah,
Good job.
exactly. So, but yeah, I like doing it. It's like yeah, having a good discussion with somebody totally at the other end of the world. In your case, for
Absolutely.
instance.
I would sit and have like if I would do this discussion over like tea,
Yeah,
or whatever. Like
yeah, exactly.
I would enjoy this.
Yeah,
I do enjoy this.
yeah, but that's for me the same on my side. That is the funny thing. So I also said that in the last one, in the last episode, it's not posted yet in the app. I think Jackson did not post it yet, episode 4, but he should post it maybe today or tomorrow. I don't know. But I mentioned it also that I said, yeah, it would be handier if there would be a person doing this, but then in United States with the guys from the United States, because it is with the time difference. If
Well, it's rough. I know it's. I mean, so what time is it over your place? What is it now? 8 o'clock at night. 8:17 at night.
for me it's 6
6.
p.m. and a bit, huh?
Oh, so yeah, 12:17. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
6 p.m. Yep.
So I have to start cooking in let's say 15 minutes or 20
What
minutes.
are we
And
What are we cooking? Anything good?
to be honest, I have to make a phone call to my wife because she did the groceries. And normally we work with these pieces of paper where we write on the menu what it is for each day. But there is no paper on the, yeah, it's a magnet wall, so to say.
She's fired. That's it. She's fired.
Yeah, so I cannot make anything. So, but okay, we will see. Um, let's see. That I asked. Yeah, that one. Okay, then I have the last question that I ask everybody else. And that is, who's next in an interview?
Who's next in an interview?
And I'm going to give these guys a little bit a similar question, so I'm not going to invent a zillion other things. It's my phone ringing. Sorry for that. I cannot
Oh
stop
no,
it.
you're good. You're good. It's giving me a minute because I have a couple in my mind. I'm trying to pick the right one. You know what? I have to go with Peter.
Peter, yeah.
I think he's so interesting. I really do. Like the way he does that track he has, his little figure 8 track.
Figure 8 track, yeah.
The one day it was just a swamp of mud.
Yeah.
And then the very next day it looks like concrete. I'm like, oh my God, how do you ride that and not get killed?
I see it also, yeah.
And you know what I like about Peter is like I would personally like to know his background. He's very mechanically inclined. Like I wonder, does he work as a mechanic? Like I know Max Pena works as a mechanic, but Peter's just intrigues the heck out of me because he knows a lot about what he's doing. I did have to help with the suspension. Him and I have been going back and forth, but I think he would be I personally would like to hear that one.
Okay, I'm asking you, so okay, that is very good. Yeah, good. That's nice. No, I have him written down, so I can contact him. Let's see if we can organize it. I think he's. I don't know from which country he is really, but
I think he's Portugal.
Yeah. Oh, is that so?
Yeah, I'm actually. I know he's Portugal because I sent him some stuff out. He got from. I know it was very expensive to send it there. He is from Portugal.
Okay, no, that is for me very good because that is almost the same. I think it's the same time zone that I'm in, so that is very practical, I would say.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Cool. I have another name. That's always good.
Oh, you know what? It's the thing is, I feel bad. There's so many good people.
For sure, but the thing is, can you imagine if I would do a talk every week? Then I have to find every week also 20 hours to make it into something.
No, I know it's not easy, but
I cannot find that 20 hours if I want to also drive my motorcycle myself and.
Yeah, you got to have a little bit of you time. But I first of all, on behalf of everybody, I appreciate what you do, and I do appreciate these. Okay. These are I do love these.
Okay, now that's good to hear because I'm run out of questions also at this moment, at least for you.
Well,
And
thank you, Christian, for having me. I'm very honored. I'm very honored for GP recommending me, and thank
yeah,
you so much. I
yeah.
really do appreciate this.
Now, thank you for giving this time at this moment. We were thinking about doing it at another moment, but I think this was even a better moment for me and for you, time
Yeah,
wise at least.
it was perfect.
Yeah. So no.
You had my whole morning, so this was it. I was
Yeah,
ready to go.
that is perfect because if we had to split it up, then it makes it even more difficult. Hey, if you're in the flow, then most of the time it's better just to continue the story, and we're both in it, huh? And else we have to start up a little bit. But okay, um, good. Thank you for being in this thing. I'm going to give the thumbs up to the camera. That's for the viewers, and now up to the next one for me at least. If you like the podcast, please give the thumbs up.